all. One of the things I'm pretty good at is making quick, inexpensive costumes that still manage to look good. Today I'm going to show you how I made my Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz costume. I found the material for this at Value Village. I think it cost me about $6. There's not a lot of material. Sure, I kind of held it up to me, hemmed and hawed about whether or not I was going to have enough material, and went with it anyway because I'll make it work somehow. As I thought about it and measured the material and measured myself, I realized there was not a lot of material, and this was going to be really close if I was going to have enough to make this. Really close. First, I tackled the skirt. Like most of my quick cosplay creations, it's a simple rectangle. I measured how long I wanted the skirt to be. Yes, I was trying to make it as close to the movie as possible while trying to conserve my material because I didn't have much of it. I was lucky because the material that I found was actually hemmed on 3 sides. I didn't have to make these, but I certainly was going to take advantage of them to be able to make this quickly. I wanted as much width as possible to keep volume in the skirt. Stitched it up, created a nice tube. Then I folded down the top, stitched that to create a casing for the elastic. Put the elastic in, boom, done. Then the bodice. No, I did the straps. Yeah, I did the straps next, and then whatever I had left would be for the bodice. The most efficient way I figured for these straps was to start at the top of the bodice, go over the shoulder, follow the line down, and then have it actually tuck into the waistband of the skirt. Very helpful, because it also hid the fact I didn't finish the bottom of the bodice. I didn't really have enough material to fold it over and still keep it nice and pretty. And finally, the bodice. Again, it's just a rectangle sewn to make a tube. I added elastic at the back because I didn't have a zipper. I was making this for a work theme day, and with the whole work thing, didn't have time to go buy notions, but I have elastic. I always have copious amounts of elastic. So a little bit of elastic in at the top. I didn't even bother with the elastic at the bottom. This was just to give it a little bit of give for me to get in and out of it and hopefully give it a bit of shape. Didn't really. It's very boxy, certainly not the most flattering thing. Sometimes I think, oh, maybe I should put darts in, make it prettier. But another part of me kind of likes that it has that not so curvy silhouette of a young woman. Underneath this, I wore a white blouse that I had purchased at a thrift store for about $4. When I wore it to work, I used my own hair. For a photo shoot later, I wore a wig because, yeah, I cut my hair. I already had red shoes, bought them at Walmart for about $10, I believe. Had those for previous costumes, for my Sailor Mars swimsuit and Cruella de Vil. For the photo shoot, I also had a basket I picked up at a thrift store, originally purchased for Little Red Riding Hood. The plushie Scotty dog that I had, I borrowed from my mother. Thanks, Mom. And of course, for the photo shoot, I forgot the red shoes. Lasai. This was super quick to make. It maybe took 2 hours of sewing, if that. I think it took more time to think about and plan how I was going to use this material, because I used it all. There was not a bit left over. Just made it. It may not look the best from the back, but the front is very effective. And it's a lot of fun to wear. So I think for the cost of it, I think it did pretty good. So again, Material cost me about $6. The blouse, $4. We'll add on a couple more for thread, the elastic. So we'll say this probably cost me about $12. That's not bad for a quick little dress. Of course, I had the reference pictures from the movie because I was using them to help create this. But then I got thinking, I wonder how my $12 costume would compare to other things out there. You know, other very quick options that I could, get around Halloween. So I did a quick search. Decided to kind of take a look for the cost and how it related to the movie. How did my costume compare to other things that are out there? The most inexpensive thing that I found was a $15 dress. Not bad, actually. The skirt's a little short, but you make a longer skirt, that's more material, more cost. It definitely still has the right feel to the character. So overall, not bad for $15. There was this child costume for $39.99. Not as accurate to the movie. Red bows and trim, sheer sleeves, and that skirt is way too short. This is a child costume. For $69.99, you could buy this sequin dress and the hair bows. I'm not a fan of sexifying costumes. I mean, it can be done well, especially making the character more mature, doing a steampunk vibe, or a swimsuit version of a character. But I like it to still be in tune with the character. Sequins on a farm girl? Compared to these, my $12 dress is a reasonable representation of what Judy Garland wore in the movie. Definitely in character. So some things I learned on this costume adventure: you do not need a pattern to sew things. It doesn't have to be perfect to be fun and effective. There is nothing wrong with a quick cosplay creation. Well, that's it for today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have fun and be creative. Okay. First, I tackled the skirt. There goes the lizard. Let's try it again. Take two! Again, it's just a rectangle. Everything here are rectangles because they're simple. Let's try that again. Take three. To give it a little bit of shape, I put in elastic at the top and actually, I didn't even bother putting elastic in at the bottom. Way to go. Conserving resources. That's what we're going to call it. For words. It certainly took me longer to think about and plan than... Oh, my phone's making noise. Of what Judy Garland wore. Now where did the lizard go? I found the lizard. He was hiding under the bed. You're so silly. Let's put you back in the sunlight where you'll be happy. Yeah.